I'm going to let you guys know right now, viewer discretion is advised in this because we had to put Hannah's deer down. And if you don't like seeing that type of thing, then this video is not for you. We're showing you realities of deer hunting, and not every shot is perfect. You know, when she hit that deer far back, you'll see in the end of the video, you know, what's going on. But if you don't want to see the deer being put down, then when it gets that time, you'll hear me tell you that time's coming. Just go ahead and turn your head, but it's realities of deer hunting, and we're keeping everything real. So it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hi guys, welcome back to Spars Outdoors. Opening morning of the youth hunt. How you feeling back there, Hannah?
Nervous but excited.
Nervous but excited. We're gonna go. We're gonna try to see if we can get her a deer, and then we're gonna try to get Willie on one. Getting one deer is hard enough when the weather's warm, wind's bad, and the odds are stacked against us, but we're gonna see what happens. Stay tuned. Alright, so we're out here getting ready to head out to the spot. Getting out here early because that full moon, we don't want to really bump anything. But when you walk into a bean field early in the morning, you're going to bump deer either way. But we're going to get in here early, set up, and hopefully Hannah can get a... Can you get over here, Hannah? Stand by me. Hopefully this little one can get a shot at the deer. Speaking of, where's your orange hat? Go ahead and put that on. So we'll get back to you. So we're sitting out here on this bean field, and we seen one little buck. Well, it wasn't a little buck. It was actually a decent buck, but something was real wrong with this rack. But it was still kind of dark, so we couldn't really tell. Still early, we're gonna see what happens. Walking way back here in these bean fields in the morning is just, it's a risk every time. But the youth hunt's only 2 days, so you gotta do what you gotta do. But we're just overlooking this bean field right here. Kind of tucked back in the timber. I shot my monster last year right over there. And that's what Willie shot is on a youth hunt too, so. We're trying to get Hannah one. We'll see what happens. Got a doe down there. Just popped out. Hopefully we'll have some nice bucks popping out here soon. Got a coon right there, up the tree. Alright guys, so the morning hunt, we seen 2 big bucks. Great big 10-point, giant. And then we seen a real tall 8-point. And we're gonna set up on the opposite side of the field tonight. We're just gonna change it up. Sorry about the bumping here. I got you on a stand in the front window here. But we also got Willie and Jason. They're gonna be setting on another bean field. Willie's gonna try to down one, so we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. So we're set up back here. Hannah's on the gun. We're back here on the other side of the field. The wind is terrible. We spooked 2 deer walking in. Don't like that. But we're in the shade. We don't have a very far shot, but we're just doing what we have to do for tonight. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Here we are, day 2 of the youth hunt. We haven't seen much, just does. We actually seen a couple does that had real small antlers and fawns. We're seeing them more common now with the does with antlers, but not big enough to shoot. But on a good note, Willie has a big buck down, so that's really good. We're gonna go over there pretty soon. I don't think they got no film of it, but I'll get some film walking out there and stuff like that. So hopefully this afternoon, or maybe even yet this morning, Hannah can make this happen. But like I said in the first place, everything's been stacked against us. And we've seen a lot of big bucks. Not one big buck this morning, but yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon. I mean, big bucks. So stay tuned. Alright, we're heading over to get Willie. He got a nice one down, so we're gonna head over and check that out. And I'm proud of him, but I want to see how big it is. They said it's still in velvet and a nice buck. So as for me and Hannah, we did not have much luck this morning. Seen some scrub bucks and some does. Hopefully this afternoon, this is the last chance for the youth hunt, but there's a whole season ahead. And I'm not letting her just shoot some little basket 1.5 year old buck. There's no sense in it. So we got a whole season ahead of us. But I'm glad one's down. I don't know if they got it on film or not. I'm hoping so, but if not, we'll get film walking out and going up to the deer. So Let's go check this deer out. There they are. We're gonna go up to them and see what it is.
Always got a hold in the week.
So what do you think, Willie?
Nice buck.
Sure is. Turn his head that way a little bit. Got velvet. The velvet's starting to come off. Yep. That's a nice buck, bud. Go ahead and turn his rack that way a little bit. Good job, man. Hey, second youth buck, both big ones.
Yep.
2 years in a row. Now, Han over there, she's got to get one tonight, right, baby? All right. Good job, bud. Congrats.
Thanks.
Proud of you. Youth buck down. Ready? I'm going to show you guys how to gut a deer. Well, a buck. Anyway, this is a buck, so I'm going to show you how to gut a buck. You just cut his testicles off here. A couple small. Then you cut this off here. Make a slice down to the bone. Right there. Then what you want to do, you don't want to poke into the belly, so you run your knife right up the front like this, just kind of skinning that skin up all the way up into the brisket. And then this has this on it, but I'm not going to use it because a lot of guys don't have that, so I'm going to show you how to do it without using that hook. Just put your finger in there and lift up as you go, just like so. Just lift up on that as you go. Then you get up into the brisket, push hard until you snap it, like there. Then you're gonna want to slice a little bit of this. Willie, go ahead and get that phone down here so they can see this. You're gonna want to slice this membrane and reach up in and grab the esophagus. Once you got the esophagus, you cut it in half, right through it right there. Then everything will pull right out of this deer. Just pull it off to the side, however you want to do it. Get a little blood on your face. Slice along the edges. This one's being a little tougher. Toss them off to the side. Be sure not to cut those tenderloins. Bloody mess. Cut some of this fat out of here. Then it comes down to the butthole. So go ahead and pull this fat out of here. Go ahead and come around, Willie, so I can show him how to cut the ass out of it. So what you want to do, get back here, Willie. Come on. Get back here. I'm going to show you how to cut an ass out of a deer. Watch. There's the hole right there. You just cut around it. Stick your knife up in there. Cut a nice hole right around the butt. Just like that. Reach your hand up in there and pull everything on out of there, just like this. Just grab a hold, make sure everything's cleaned out. You can hear it. Everything's just about out of there. I still feel the pisser in there, which there goes the piss. So, velvet's falling off, but it is what it is. Real nice buck, man. Proud of you, Willie.
Thanks.
I've noticed that the audio is not working on the other camera. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. We couldn't even get these kills on film, but we did the best we could possibly do with all the deer being spooked and all the trouble we were going through with the wind direction and everything else. I'm just glad we made it happen. When you're running a camera, you lose light a lot faster than in reality. You got to go by what your camera says. Coming up right here, we had to get out of our blind on this corner and walk down and do a stalk up on Hannah's deer. We were losing the light quick, and Travis noticed a big buck down to our right, so we headed down there and she made the shot, but we didn't get it on film. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but Hannah just hit a monster. And it's standing right there. It can't move very well. I don't know if it's laying down or what it's doing. Looks like it's standing there. It's definitely a monster. I don't know where she hit that deer, but it only run 30 yards, then it had like a limp to it, and now it's just kind of standing there. So that's the buck that we found this morning. Yeah, that's a big buck. I don't know if the camera can see it or not.
Yeah. If
you don't like seeing deer being put out of their misery, you better turn your head right here, because this deer, we had to stab in the lungs. It was still breathing. It was still trying to get up. And we want quick, humane as possible kills on whitetails. It's a stud, baby. You shot a monster. You shot a monster, baby. Come on.
I feel miserable for doing this.
I know, but we gotta do the right thing. Hannah, you shot a monster. He's down. You shot a monster, babe. Hold this. No, this. Hannah, babe, come behind Daddy.
That's the buck we seen this morning.
Yep, you shot a monster, hon. You shot a big buck. Baby, look at that. What do you think of that, hon? Give me a knuckle punch.
Here, take your knife.
Is he dead?
Huh? What do you think of that? Well, we're going to let him expire, babe.
What?
We're going to let him expire. Yeah, he should be done. The tongue's out. What a buck, Hannah.
What does it mean by expire?
Look at them brows, dude.
Wow.
Wow,
Hannah, get in there and get in there and hold your horns. Get in there and hold your horns, baby.
Dead, right?
Seriously,
yeah.
Fucking 210 pounds, too.
Yeah. Look where she hit it.
Yep.
Did I?
Guts, honey.
I didn't do it.
You got shot it. Go ahead, Hannah.
Get down here, honey.
She hit the liver for sure for it to do what it did.
No. Come right down here. Hold your act like that.
There you go, baby. What do you think of the youth time? You glad you listened to me?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a far shot, babe. It was. We had to do what we had to do to put it down.
Can I let him?
And Travis had to stab it, but you know what? I know you felt bad, Hannah. Look at me. I know you felt bad, but you got to put a deer down, and you got to put a deer down. That deer was out here suffering for a little bit. We let it lay for a half hour, and we come and do what we had to do.
Yeah.
Good job, baby.
Thanks.
I love you. I'm so proud. What do you think, Trav?
I'm ecstatic. I really honestly can't believe it.
We
buck this morning.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's going to be nice because we got that deer on film twice, I think.
Yeah, we did.
So
Hanson. He likes
that's
it.
a big buck, honey.
That's a big buck, babe.
Really big buck.
That's a big buck. So
let's get some pics real quick.
Yeah, she hit it back there, and it come out there. So she might have clipped that artery. I don't know, but this deer could not get up, and Travis had to stab it to finish it off for her. But what a nice deer! Wow, that's a 3.5-year-old.
Absolutely.
Look at the size of the body on that thing.
3.5-year-old. I told you it was a big wide buck.
Look at his neck for being a summer buck, dude.
Dude, it's 210 pounds.
Can I set him down?
What a deer! What a deer, Hannah! You shot it with a 350.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get some pics.
Good job, babe. Again, I'm sorry if you guys did not like seeing that deer be put down, but I'm keeping this channel real, and that is reality. I'd rather put that deer down, you know, in any way possible than have that deer lay there and suffer for an hour, 2 or 3 until it expires. You know, we do the best we can to get that deer down and get that deer put out of his misery when a bad shot's taken in any way we have to do it, you know. A lot of times them deer, they're tough. They're tough. A lot of times you hit them bad like that, like Hannah. She's 12 years old, and she shot that deer at 167 yards. And she was aiming behind the front shoulder, and the deer happened to take that turn. And as I said, wait, she shot. And when she shot, she clipped right in there to the back end of that hind quarter, angled it through, and it went in and out into the intestines of that deer. And I found that bullet when I cleaned that deer lodged up in that opposite shoulder. So it's wicked what some of them guns can do, but that deer was laying there. He couldn't get up. We watched him for about a half hour, and we decided we were going to go in and do the right thing and try to put that deer down. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to show you the honest, the true way is that this stuff happens. And a lot of people sugarcoat it, but we're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to show you what happens, and that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry I couldn't get the shot on film, it was a tough thing to do. We were setting up in a corner where we were seeing these deer come out, and my brother said, man, there's a big buck down to the right, and there was a big hill in the beans where it dropped off, and it got over that hill, and he said, do you think we should stalk it? And I said, yes, we should. And we did the same thing. We did the same exact thing on my son Jason's buck a few years back there on a youth hunt, and we did the same thing, come up over the hill, and they were there, but they were working their way away from us, and then they turned and started coming towards us, and she took the shot, and she hit it bad. It happens to everybody. Anybody can make a bad shot. I don't care what anybody says on here. Anybody can make a bad shot, but you got to do the right thing, and a lot of times you have to leave a deer lay, and we hate that. We hate having to leave a deer lay. You got the chance for the coyotes to eat them, which we had some coyotes we seen out there. And then you got a chance of that deer just laying there and suffering. And if you go jump it too early, it can run 2 miles, and then you'll never find your deer, and it's dead off. And we did what we had to do to put that deer down the quickest, most ethical way we possibly could, and that was to walk up, put a quick puncture into the lungs, and let that deer expire. It took all of 20 seconds to be fully out when we got to it. So thanks again for watching Spars Outdoors. Keep on hitting that like and subscribe, and we're going to keep bringing these videos to you as they come. And like I said, we're going to keep it real. See you on the Betsy River here in a few days.